So today I'm going to share my bit of my story of what it is like to have a brother who has a PWS. So I think as I mentioned in my bio, Ken and I are actually, we are only 1 year apart. So I'm actually 28 and he's 27. So we have a love-hate relationship since young, just like any other sibling. So I think just like normal siblings, we spend our childhood actually fighting a lot, fighting for love and attention, right? But because Ken is a special needs child, I think a lot of times I was told that I have to be more tolerant to him and also that maybe treat him nicer. I think this is what I always hear from my parents. It's like you have to treat him nicer, which at the time I didn't know what it meant, right? What does it mean treat him nicer? I'm really very nice to him, right? Yeah. But then at the time, I think when I was younger, I couldn't really understand what it's like to have a special needs brother. So I used to thought that my parents love my brother more than me, and maybe that he was the favorite child and not me. So I used to get jealous or maybe a bit attention seeking from my parents because I felt that why can not me, something like that, right? And I think growing up there was a lot of restrictions at home. I think one example would be that we actually rarely eat junk food at home or snacks because these are bad for Prader-Willi kids, right? And once they get addicted, they would try to always eat it. So it's kind of a joke, but you can't find any chocolates or soft drinks in our family house. There's nothing. So if someone comes here, we have to purposely buy soft drinks to cater to the guests. Yeah. And it will be only during maybe Children's Day or friend's birthday party that we get to eat these kind of snacks. So at the time, it would be kind of a special occasion that we enjoy these treats, which was quite special to us. And I think something I want to share was that for a long time, I actually had difficulty explaining to my friends about Ken's condition because it's hard to explain why he's always hungry or like why he can't get full or why he's I guess he's as like what Alex said, the Prader-Willi kids are very honest. So sometimes they say things that are a bit awkward to say in a social environment, right? So that's why it's a bit hard to explain to your friends when you were younger. But I think my parents actually gave me a lot of pep talk a lot of times. A lot of times the pep talk happened when after a big fight with Ken, right? So they will calm me down and tell me like, oh, you got to do this, you can't do this, or you have to have a different mindset when you have a Prader-Willi sibling. So I think over the years, like what I think Alex said, you just mature and you kind of understand that there's a different it's different to have a Prader-Willi sibling compared to a normal sibling. But me and Ken are actually, my brother, are actually very close. So I think after I gotten my driving license when I was 18, 19, I would actually like drive him out for outings. We would spend time together, maybe running errands. And most of the time, it would be a time for me to treat him things that he likes to eat. Maybe chocolate, maybe ice cream, maybe bubble tea. So it's kind of like a time where parents are not around and you can kind of just do things that is a bit like naughty, I guess. Yeah. So I guess if you ask Ken what kind of sister I am, maybe he will say that I always pick on him, but like pick on him to like for example, I will always ask him, have you take your bath? Have you eat your medicine? Have you walked the dog? So I think it's a normal cycle for a sibling to do this lah for a PWS sibling. So I think overall it's a very nice experience to have a Prader-Willi sibling. Just that maybe you have to be a bit more independent and you have to maybe try to understand their world a bit better because their world is actually quite small, right? Because whatever they experience in their life is just how you want to bring them, right? So, for example, my brother Ken, he likes to cook. No, he likes food, right? But he can't cook because we are afraid that he will hurt himself. Or for example, he likes cars. He can tell you all the models, car models on the streets, but he can't drive. So these are the things that he can't experience. So sometimes if we live in their shoes, then it will be bad like it will be better for them lah. Yeah, I guess that's all I have.